So we are ready for tip-off here at Pepsi Arena, and it's won by, the officials will meet here and decide. Going to re-jump, or are they going to give it to Southwest Baptist? Looks as though the Bearcats will have the basketball to start this contest. Mitch Ganote in the front court. Hands it off to Noah Franklin. Left side, they swing it with Quinn Nelson. He's their man when it comes to scoring. Ganote quickly down low. Off to Crawford, back to Nelson it goes. Ganote with it, left baseline underneath. Wujek is defending his man. Shot goes up, blocked from behind by Zielinski. It's very nicely done. First possession of the game for Quincy. Zielinski on the wing. Dumps it on the baseline. A little turnaround 8-footer. No good from Malik Hardman, but it comes back to him. He goes to the rack. No. Whistled and fouled, however. Foul on Southwest Baptist is Aiden Stone, his first, team's first. Malik Hardman to the free throw line. Shoots 82% from the stripe this season. In and out for Malik Hardman. He'll get a second to try and get Quincy on the board here. 40 seconds into this GLVC showdown. Hardman second. Gets it to go. Quincy takes an early 1-0 lead. Southwest Baptist with their second possession of the contest. Ganote brings it in the front court. Nelson, checked there by Richardson. Quickly off to Franklin. Franklin takes one dribble, stops. Wujek all over him. Now to Nelson. With it is Franklin. Quickly they move it. Faking the three. Franklin shoots, makes it. How about Noah Franklin, a redshirt freshman out of Cobden, Illinois. Gets the Bearcats on the board, 2-1. Richardson on the wing, goes cross-court to Hardman. Now to Zielinski, defended there by Nelson. Zielinski, free throw line, gives it off. With it now Coakley in the lane, got caught in traffic and turned it over. Here's Ganote, quickly back, Southwest Baptist, Nelson for three. Won't go. Nelson fighting for the rebound and pulls it down. Richardson back the other way, down low, great feed, up and in for Malik Hardman, who's got the first three for the Hawks, and they're up 3-2. Ganote in the front court. Quickly they move it off to R.J. Crawford, a junior out of Houston, Texas. Takes it to the 10, no. Ball loose, we got a Hawks foul. Gonna call the foul on Zielinski, his first, team's first. Almost 2 minutes in, Quincy with a 1-point lead. Ganote inbounds to Franklin. A double team for a moment. Backs in a bit, gives it back to Nelson. Right back to Franklin, and quickly they move it off to Stone. Stone baseline with it is Crawford. R.J. Crawford working on Zion Richardson. Kicks it out. Ganote for three. Won't get it. Ball loose. Hardman pulls it down for the Hawks. Up by one. 17:40 remaining in this first half. Zion Richardson back the other way, working on his defender. Tough shot, no. And that's pulled down by Crawford. Off to Ganote. Ganote left wing, kicks it. Good pass. Baseline, Crawford. Wujek takes the charge. Fouls on R.J. Crawford, his first, team second. Nicely done by Wujek to step in. Just a freshman, but plays almost like a junior or senior. Mason Wujek, the freshman out of Frisco, Texas. Here come the Hawks with Coakley. Quincy still up one. Hardman outside the three-point line, top of the key, down low to Zielinski. It's working on Nelson. Turnaround up, too strong. Rebound into the hands of Aiden Stone. Off to Ganote. Right side, Nelson going baseline. Cut off there by Coakley. Taken away. Zielinski with it. Turnover, Bearcats. Zielinski's cutting through traffic. Gives to Coakley. Coakley free throw line, trying to move in on Ganote. Can't do it. Now Zielinski. Zielinski's baseline. Goes to the rim. And he can't get it to go. Literally was about halfway down. Did not go. Still a 3-2 Quincy lead. Ganote to the rack. Easy enough. Mitch Ganote, the senior out of Sewanee, Georgia, gives the Bearcats their first lead. Second lead, rather. They were up 2-1 early. It's 4-3. Ball stripped out of bounds. Pass intended for Zion Richardson, but Aiden Stone stripped it. Substitutions here. In for Southwest Baptist, Drew McMillan, as well as Bailey Crawford. Hawks will bring Solomon Gustafson off the bench. Southwest Baptist with an early 4-3 lead. We're approaching 4 minutes gone in this first half. Coakley cut off there, kicks it. Richardson, 3-ball, missed it. Ganote quickly back the other way for the Bearcats. With it is Bailey Crawford. They kick it out, give it to the top of the key once again to Noah Franklin. Finding Stone. Stone to Crawford. Crawford's pass out of bounds. Last touched by, they'll say, Quincy. Immediate timeout on the floor. 15:52 remaining in this first half. Quincy trailing 4-3. Bearcats up by 1. We're back after this onto the GLVC Sports Network.
So my name is Carla Pacini-Kilsmeyer. I am the Associate Athletic Director, SWA at Quincy University. As we enjoy watching our student athletes compete during the 2022-23 season, we do so acknowledging the tremendous female participation opportunities that have resulted from the passage of the Title IX federal legislation in 1972. The Hawks Intercollegiate Athletic Program is a proud member of NCAA Division II and the Great Lakes Valley Conference, and honored to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Title IX.
Back on the GLVC Sports Network, 15:52 remaining in the first half. Southwest Baptist up. Score of 4-3. Thanks for everybody for tuning us in, especially the shout out from Quincy's finest, Don O'Brien, streaming us as well on the GLVC Sports Network. Thank you for the Twitter shout out, Don. Don and I have done a lot of broadcasts together in this arena back during the heyday of the women's basketball program. Of course, making the Elite Eight back in the early to mid 2000s. And, of course, following the tenure also a long time with Marty Bell, here head coach. Now it's back to a second stint for Steve Hawkins. And I know a lot of Hawk fans, including Don O'Brien, happy to see that. Three-pointer right out of the gate for Bailey Crawford, freshman out of Australia, giving Southwest Baptist a 4-point advantage. To the rack and missing, and then losing control of things. Bit of a bailout call there. Going to be called on Aiden Stone. That's his second. 3 team fouls now on the Bearcats. Hartman will go back to the free throw line. 82% free throw shooter, and he gets 2 more chances with the Hawks down 4. Looks like Clark Shehai is going to go to the bench as Hartman makes the free throw. To a guy that really impressed last time I saw the Bearcats on this floor back in mid-September, Jerry Abushanab, really nice player. Had a productive holiday tournament here just a couple of weeks ago, specifically against East-West, as the free throw is up and in for Malik Hardman. He's got all 5 for Quincy, and it's a 7-5 contest. 4.5 minutes gone in this first half. Abushanab quickly moving it over to Bailey Crawford. Southwest Baptist with R.J. Crawford and Bailey Crawford on this roster. No relation. Here's Ganote getting a high ball screen. Shockey has to come back on defense. Tough look underneath, but it's going to fall for Noah Franklin. He's got 4 of the first 9 for the Bearcats. Southwest Baptist extending its advantage back to 4. Isaiah Foster into the game for Quincy. Nate Shockey into the contest as they join Gustafson, as well as Zelinskis and Hardman. Here's Zelinskis, cut off, double team, tough shot, turned it over. Taken away by Bailey Crawford. Bounce pass, Abushanab to the rack. Gets his first basket. Abushanab, the freshman out of Glendale Heights, Illinois. Southwest Baptist's big biggest lead of this early portion of the first half, 11-5. Shockey going baseline. Zelinskis, now Foster. Back to Zelinskis. Three-pointer up and in. Zelinskis averages 11.5 points per contest. Gets his first basket right there. Three-pointer, he can do it. He shoots over 40% from the floor. From the field, that is. Three-point range. 11-8 is the score in the early going. Bearcats by 3. Down low, they work it. Good help side defense by Shockey. He turns them over. Shockey, 4-on-3 the other way. Zelinskis, Gustafson, down low, Hartman. Lost control of it. Now working on Abushanab on the baseline. Turnaround, 10-footer. Air ball. Back to Bearcats we go. Abushanab to the 10. He got fouled. Isaiah Foster raised his hand, said, yep, that was me. First on Foster, the freshman out of Frisco, Texas. Second on the team. And I believe we'll have some free throws coming up for Jerry Abushanab. We have wholesale substitutions coming in here as well after this first free throw. 3-point Bearcats lead. First free throw from Abushanab is coming up. Short on that free throw attempt. Coming into the game for the Hawks, J.J. Schwepker, as well as Hawks will bring in Orlando Thomas. Wholesale substitutions here for Clark Shehai, as he's got Drennan Dinkins into the game for the first time. R.J. Crawford comes back in. Also coming in the game for the first time today is Brandon Eccles to join Nelson and Abushanab. 12-8 is your score. Hawks down 4 with the ball. Great kick. Schwepker for 3. Missed it, but a great pass out of Isaiah Foster. Here come the Bearcats up 4. In the lane, faking it, almost lost control of it. Instead, he goes to Quinn Nelson, and you cannot leave that man. Second Bearcats three-pointer of the early going. First basket for the team's leading scorer, Quinn Nelson. Out of bounds, last touch by SBU. QU will have the ball here, down 7. 15-8. Quincy gunning for its 7th consecutive win. Not a lot of people would have thought that they would be leading the GLVC, as they were picked to finish second to last in the conference. What a job by Steve Hawkins. And what a job quickly. Gustafson down on the block working on Eccles. Nice move. Nice spin move out of the Rock Island product. Solomon Gustafson. His first basket. It's a 5-point game. Abushanab. Nelson. Right wing, they swing it with Eccles. Here's Dinkins. Top of the key, Eccles. Quickly they move it. R.J. Crawford. Shot clock now under 15. Here's Nelson working on Schwepker. Goes left side to Dinkins. Dinkins around Shockey. 6 to shoot. Tough shot. Won't go. Ball loose. Look at Solomon Gustafson pulling it down. Big man's had some nice minutes here off the bench. Foster on the right wing. Hawks down 5. We approach the 12-minute mark of the first half. Here's Shockey. Gets a high ball screen. From Schwepker, back to Schwepker. Too strong on the shot. Schwepker fighting for it, won't get it. Dinkins, lead pass, stripped. Nicely done by Orlando Thomas. Here's Foster, back to Thomas. The lefty for 3. Too strong. Gustafson, though, another great job by him. Tipping the ball out to Shockey. Go to Gustafson, now to Schwepker. Hawks down 5. With it is Foster. Isaiah Foster, 6'1" tall. Freshman out of Frisco, Texas. Another lefty. Shot clock at 4. It's 3. Foster with 2 to shoot. Lost control of it and a travel. Brings us to our second timeout in this contest. 11:29 to play in the first half. Southwest Baptist 15, Quincy 10. Coming right back after this timeout on the GLVC Sports Network. Thank you. Ben Marth back here with you on the GLVC Sports Network. Our producer today, Jonas Holtzinger, the pride of Austria. Came all the way to Quincy, Illinois, he said, just to broadcast games with me. Right, Jonas?
Of course.
He's part of the men's volleyball program. Good luck to the Hawks men's volleyball team this season. 15-10 is your score here. 11:29 remaining in the first half. Hawks trailing by 5. They've trailed for the majority of this contest. Hawks with Schwepker, as well as Wujek, Shockey, Thomas, and Foster in the game. Eccles, Nelson, Abushanab, Dinkins, and R.J. Crawford for the purple-cladded Southwest Baptist Bearcats. Reverse layup won't go. Tip by Eccles is up and in. I'll tell you what, this kid had a nice showing here back in the holiday tournament. Brandon Eccles off the bench, sophomore out of Olathe, Kansas, and he gets his first basket of the game here. 17-10, Southwest Baptist. Shockey to Schwepker. Orlando Thomas on the wing. Wujek, one dribble, jump stop. Foster has a step on his man to the rack, right-hand layup. Good enough. Isaiah Foster, first basket of the contest. And it is a 17-12 Southwest Baptist lead. Abushanab, left side, Drennan Dinkins. Back to Abushanab. Here's R.J. Crawford going baseline on Thomas. Cut off there. Did he step on the baseline? He did. Turnover on Southwest Baptist. That is their 5th of the first half. Substitution for Steve Hawkins, bringing back Malik Hardman, as J.J. Schwepker will take a seat. Hawks with possession, down 5. Foster into the front court. Right side with it now. It's Hardman, top of the key, Wujek. Left side now, Shockey. Shockey, one dribble with it, kicks it off to Foster. Isaiah Foster, great pass, Wujek up and in. The freshmen combine for the basket. And Mason Wujek with his first basket of the game makes it a 17-14 Southwest Baptist advantage. R.J. Crawford now to Nelson. Nelson's been fairly quiet, just that 1-3, but I'll tell you what, he could score in bunches. Baseline, 10-footer, no. Rebound to Hardman. Here come the Hawks down 3. Quickly to Orlando Thomas, the freshman out of Rolling Meadows, Illinois, to Hardman. It's going to be a reach-in foul on Southwest Baptist. It's going to be on the floor on Drennan Dinkins. He is a freshman out of Annapolis, Missouri. All kinds of substitutions. We'll just reset the lineups here for you for the Southwest Baptist. Drew McMillan into the game for the first time today. R.J. Crawford is in the contest. Ganote, Franklin, Stone. Hawks with Foster, Wujek, Hardman, Richardson, and Coakley. So they're starting 5 minus Foster in there for Zelinskis right now. Baseline, Zion Richardson, too strong on the 3. Rebound to Ganote. Here comes SBU, up by 3. Left side McMillan, 3. Good enough. Drew McMillan, sophomore out of Republic, Missouri. 3rd three-pointer for the Bearcats. They're up by 6. Zion Richardson now, left wing, checked there by R.J. Crawford. One dribble, top of the key now with it, Hardman. Coakley, right wing. Back to Hardman, a step on his man. Hardman to the rack, up, no. Rebound, Ganote. Nice move by Malik Hardman. McMillan, 3. Drew McMillan with back-to-back 3-pointers off the bench. Not bad. And he connects. It is a 23-14 lead for Southwest Baptist. Its biggest lead of the first half here. 8:49 remaining. Hawks up 23, or excuse me, Hawks down 23-14 right now. Southwest Baptist has led for the majority of this contest. They've hit 4 threes in the early going, and Drew McMillan just hit back-to-back threes. Came in at almost 38% from beyond the arc this season. And there was no doubt about those threes. They went up and they went in real quick. SBU is no slouch whatsoever. This is a team that many thought would be in the first probably 2 or 3 inside the GLVC this year conference-wise. And they've proven that they are a legitimate opponent, obviously. Down low, Wujek. Checked by Franklin. Wujek stuck in a hole. Turns around, no. But a foul is going to be called on Noah Franklin. His first. That's the 4th on the Bearcats. Sends Wujek to the free throw line. Mason Wujek, really good free throw shooter. 86% from the line this season. He'll shoot 2 to try and get the Hawks back to within 7. That's a good start. Makes the free throw. Hawks now 4 of 5 from the charity stripe in this first half. Wujek will get a second. It is up, and it is just as good as the first. Mason Wujek from the free throw line this season been almost automatic. 21 of 24. Not bad. Hawks within 7. Here's McMillan off to Aiden Stone. Top of the key to Franklin. Mitch Ganote now on the right side. I can tell you what, Clark Shehai plays a lot of dudes. Not afraid. Here's McMillan, another 3. I mean, that one nearly went in. Ganote, offensive rebound, misses. Gets another offensive rebound. Kicks to R.J. Crawford. He misses, and we got a foul on the offense. A push on SBU. It's going to be on Drew McMillan, his first. That's 5 on the Bearcats. 7:59 remaining in half number 1. Just getting started here at Pepsi Arena. The Hawks will have the basketball down 7 when we return on the GLVC Sports Network.
My name is Dr. Justin P. Coffey. I'm the faculty athletic representative at Quincy University. As we enjoy watching our student athletes compete during the 2022-23 season, we do so acknowledging the tremendous female participation opportunities that have resulted from the passage of the Title IX federal legislation in 1972. The Hawk Intercollegiate Athletic Program is a proud member of NCAA Division II and the Great Lakes Valley Conference, and honored to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Title IX.
It's your show. GLVC Network, glad you could join us on the campus of Quincy University here in Quincy, Illinois, just on the Mississippi River, just 2 hours north of St. Louis. If you're unfamiliar, just tuning us in from around maybe Bolivar, Missouri, or anywhere else following Southwest Baptist or even Quincy University. Obviously, Hawk fans know where we are located. Quincy, Illinois, right on the Mississippi River, right kind of in the middle of everything, middle of Springfield, everything's kind of a couple of hours away. Des Moines to the north, Springfield, Illinois to the east, Kansas City to the southwest, St. Louis to the south. Beautiful place to live. And the Hawks have the basketball down by 7 with under 8 minutes remaining in this first half. Wujek wide open underneath, but coming from behind and taking it away was Aiden Stone. Quickly the other way. Three-pointer is not going to fall for McMillan, who right now is just hoisting it wherever he can get a look. Here come the Hawks back the other way. Hardman gives to Coakley. Coakley trying to work in on the defense. Left-handed up and in. Jamari Coakley with his first basket of the game. 6th different Hawk to score, and it is a 23-18 SBU lead. Here's Franklin with it on the right wing. Defended there by Wujek. Hands it off to McMillan. McMillan with a nice look to Bailey Crawford. In the lane, tough shot, won't go. Tip in, also missed. Ball loose. Hawks need a rebound. They finally get it out of Jamari Coakley after SBU had at least 2, if not 3 looks at it. Here's Richardson. Step on his man. Zion Richardson is going to be fouled. Foul is called on Bailey Crawford, his first. That is the 7th team foul on SBU. Sends Zion Richardson to the free throw line. Richardson 69% from the charity stripe this season. Hawks trying to make it a one-possession game. That won't work. Hardman almost got the rebound. Instead, it's pulled down by SBU, up by 5. McMillan, tough shot. No, I tell you what, the kid shoots a lot. He's coming off the bench and just doing whatever he can. He had those back-to-back threes, and he's missed 2 threes in that field goal. 3 straight. Hawks down 5 with the basketball. 6.5 minutes we approach in this first half. Here's Wujek at the top of the key. To Zelinskis, who had a long time on the bench. Left side with it, Richardson. Quickly back to Zelinskis. Checked there by his man. Instead goes to Richardson on the left wing. Down to Wujek. Double teamed. Kicks it right side, Coakley. Coakley to the rack. Tough shot. And a block is going to be called. Noah Franklin, his second. That's 8 team fouls on the Bearcats, and that'll send Jamari Coakley to the free throw line. Coakley, a 54% free throw shooter. 13 of 24 from the stripe this season. He'll get 2 looks at it here with the Hawks down 5. Jamari Coakley misses that. Into the game for Clark Shihai's team. Eccles, Abushanab. Quinn Nelson comes back into the game as well. Coakley's second also missed. Wujek the offensive rebound to Coakley. So the Hawks have missed 4 free throws in this first half. There's a 3 that's missed by Hardman. Pulled down by SBU. Here's Ganote to the rack. And a blocking foul called on Mason Wujek. That is Wujek's first, team's third. And we've got 2 free throws coming up for Mitch Ganote. From the free throw line this season, he makes 2 out of every 3. 44 of 66 from the free throw line this season. Bearcats with a 5-point advantage. 6:04 remaining in this first half. Ben Marth alongside Jonas Holtzinger producing the stream for us today. Free throw on the way is up and no good. Or excuse me, I should say good for Mitch Ganote. He's got 3 points. Southwest Baptist led today by Drew McMillan. Those back-to-back threes. He's got 6. Second free throw also good from Ganote. Hawks led by the 5 points out of Malik Hardman. 7-point Bearcat lead. They've had it as high as 9. Hawks led 1-0. That's about it. Here's Zion Richardson to the rack. Tough look and got it. And he got fouled. How about that? That's going to be the second on Bailey Crawford. 9 team fouls. So count the basket for Richardson, his first field goal of the contest. So back into the game for Southwest Baptist, R.J. Crawford. Zion Richardson makes the free throw. Old-fashioned 3-point play, and it's a 4-point contest. SBU up 25-21. R.J. Crawford checked there by Zion Richardson. Eccles off to Abushanab. Has it out the right wing, bounce pass to Eccles, dangerous pass, turned it over. Not a good pass, taken away by Coakley. Here come the Hawks. They can get to as close as 1 if they want. 2 with a 2-point field goal. Coakley working on Dinkins. Jamari Coakley inside the lane, a little spin move, tough shot, no, too strong. Fought over, and then a bad foul. 88 feet from the basket by Jamari Coakley. His first, that's 4 on the Hawks. Quincy 6-1 in this arena this season. Their only loss to Grand Valley State. SBU, a team that's only played this their 4th road game of the season, and they have only 1 win to show for it. That was at McKendree. Here's Quinn Nelson, a step on Hardman, cut off there by Richardson nicely. Three-pointer from Dinkins is going to be way off. Abushanab with the offensive rebound. They got a lot of offensive rebounds. Deep three. Quinn Nelson. His second three. 5 threes as a team. SBU back up by 7. Coakley to Hardman. Hardman stopped by Abushanab. Here's Coakley. Feeds it. Zelinskis. Checked by Nelson. Not a Hardman. Hardman to the rack. Tough shot. Got it to go. Malik Hardman. He's got 7. That is a game high, and it's a 28-23 Bearcats lead. How about another 3 for Quinn Nelson? And he looks at the SBU bench and said, keep feeding me. That's 3 threes for Quinn Nelson, 6 as a team, and SBU up by 8. Back-to-back threes out of Quinn Nelson. Hardman thinking about it, shooting it, draining it. Malik Hardman. Gotta love that kid's game. He's got 9. Hawks within 6. 3:40 remaining first half. We knew it was going to be a good contest, and so far it has fit the bill. 31-25 SBU. Nelson stepped out of bounds. One of those unforced errors for Quinn Nelson. He gives it right back to Quincy. 3:26 remaining in the first half. Southwest Baptist with a 6-point lead over Quincy, 31-25. We'll be right back after this timeout on the GLVC Sports Network. At Pepsi Arena this afternoon on the GLVC Sports Network. Hawks leading this game, trailing in this game, 31-25 to SBU, who's led the majority of this contest. Earlier today, the Quincy University women were victorious over SBU by the final score of 63-59. Great win for Coach Bailey and the Lady Hawks, led today by Beth Mattis Martin with 19 points. Sarah Nelson, the pride of Quincy High School, she had 13 points today. How about a 16 rebound performance out of Emma Knight, the pride of West Hancock. Big win for Quincy as they trailed by double digits in the second half and came all the way back and won. First win over SBU, I'm being told, since 2009 for the Lady Hawks. So a 14-year drought is over. Lady Hawks defeat the Bearcats. Out of the timeouts, how about Paul Zelinskis? Connecting from distance. And it's a one-possession game. Just moments ago, SBU had an 8-point lead. It has been cut to 3 quickly. Going to be a foul in the near midcourt on Isaiah Foster. It's going to be his second, and it's 5 team fouls on the Hawks. Aggressive foul. I don't think Steve Hawkins would mind that foul. Didn't put him on the line, and it certainly was just an aggressive play by Isaiah Foster, kind of a ticky-tack foul that went the Bearcats' way. Here's Nelson getting a double screen. Now a kickball on Malik Hardman. It'll stay in possession of the Bearcats. 2:55 remaining. First half, Hawks trailing by 3. Ganote checked there by Richardson. Quickly off to Nelson. Nelson, a deep 3, drains it, and he gets fouled. My goodness. Quinn Nelson is some kind of player. I mean, that was a deep 3, and he got fouled. He's got 4 threes in this first half. Southwest Baptist has 7 threes as a team in this first half. accounting for 21 of their 34 points. Shockey into the game. Wujek is out. It's a 6-point game. Nelson to try and make it a 7-point contest. Quinn Nelson, 13 points to lead all scorers. 35-28. So again, this is how the ebbs and flows of college basketball can go. Just a matter of moments ago, Quincy was down 3. It was a 1-possession game, and within a minute or so, we're back up to a 7-point Southwest Baptist lead. Hawks have been able to get 3 or 4 points within in that deficit, but then Southwest Baptist has had the answer all first half. This is going to be a foul on Quinn Nelson. It's his first. 10th team foul, so Zelinskis, even though he did shoot, no matter what, he's going to have 2 free throws here. With 2:35 remaining in half number 1, and the Hawks trying to get back to within 5. Can do so with a couple of free throws here. Zelinskis makes the first. 64% free throw shooter. He now has 7. Malik Hardman leading the way for the Hawks with 9. One more free throw can make this a 5-point contest with 2.5 minutes remaining. Makes both. Zelinskis with 8 points. The junior out of Oak Lawn, Illinois. Really nice player. 35-30 SBU. McMillan to Gannot. Down low to R.J. Crawford. May have traveled. Out to Abushanab. Checked there by Zelinskis. Here's Crawford stepping in the lane. What a move. Nifty move by R.J. Crawford. His first basket. I'll tell you what. This Bearcats team is fundamental. They are strong. They get to the 10. They can beat you from outside. I mean, they are good. 37-30. Quincy trails. Richardson to Hardman. Hardman on the baseline. Tough shot. Not even close. Foul called on him over the back of Abushanab. Hardman's first. That is the 7th team foul on the Hawks. So Gustafson into the game for the Hawks, as is Shockey, Zelinskis, Coakley, and I believe Richardson. Can't tell from my vantage point. Or is it Thomas? Maybe Orlando Thomas. Here's Abushanab. It is Richardson. Free throw is up and no good for Abushanab. And then taken away from Zelinskis by Nelson, but he missed the little bunny. Hawks catch a break, down 7. Coakley screened by Gustafson. Richardson on the left wing. Back to Coakley. They swing it to Zelinskis. How about another 3? No good. Gustafson, the offensive rebound. I mean, he's really done a nice job off the bench. Gives Quincy another possession. And then an illegal screen. Not sure about that call. Looked pretty legal to me. But Gustafson called for an offensive foul. That's his first, team's 8th. Bearcat basketball. 7-point lead for Southwest Baptist, and they have the ball. Gannot, Abushanab, McMillan, Nelson, R.J. Crawford for the Bearcats. How about Nelson on another 3? No. Offensive foul as we get an illegal screen set the other way. Abushanab first. And the Hawks will have the ball. So back-to-back illegal screens. And we'll do it again with Quincy with the basketball. With 1:10 remaining in this first half. Quincy down by 7. Coakley, Gustafson, Shockey, Richardson, as well as Zelinskis. With it, Coakley. Shockey for 3. Air ball. Rebound, Abushanab. Quickly up to Gannot. Here comes Southwest Baptist in the final minute. Gannot working on Shockey. Tough shot. Got it. Mitch Gannot with 6 points for the Bearcats, and they have matched their biggest lead. 9-point advantage. Backdoor feed. Shockey to the rim off a great feed from Jamari Coakley. And Shockey with his first basket of the contest. 39-32. Southwest Baptist lead. Nelson, baseline. Nelson pulls it back out a bit, gives to McMillan. He's hit a couple threes in this first half to Ganote. Down to Abushinab, working on a couple of defenders, and he traveled. Abushinab was completely and utterly out of control. And the official makes the right call with a turnover. Not a good turnover. Bailey Crawford into the game for SBU. Brandon Eccles into the game for SBU. 14 seconds. Shot clock is off. Hawks down by 7 with the basketball. Coakley will pick it up. Down to 10 seconds remaining in the half. Here's Coakley. Faking a three. Shockey back to Coakley. 5 to shoot. Three-pointer up and in. Jamari Coakley with a big three. Back the other way. They won't get a shot off. Nicely done. Their second game in, I don't know, four of their last 5 games or so, as they were undefeated there for a while and now have lost a couple. Hawks possession to start half number 2, as they will start the same 5 they began the game with. Richardson, Zelinskis, as well as Hardman, Wujek, and Coakley. Coakley with it on the wing, defended there by Ganote. Coakley cut off there by Aiden Stone. Back to Hardman, free throw line, 15-footer, short. Rebound SBU, stripped for a moment by Richardson. Here come the Bearcats. 39-35 SBU as we are in the first 40 seconds of half number 2. Ben Marth joined alongside Assistant AD for Sports Communications here at Quincy University, Max Bennett, kind enough to join us here for half number 2. Shot clock is at 7 to the 10, and missing is Noah Franklin. Hawks back the other way. Coakley had that big three right at the end of half number 1, but stepping out of bounds was Hardman. That is turnover, just the third for Quincy.
Well, that last defensive possession, freshman Mason Wujek has really impressed me in this late run. He's playing much more mature than a freshman.
I would agree. Really impressive player. And Gustafson gave him some good minutes in that first half as well. The big guys coming through for Quincy. Here's Franklin going to the rack. Just as we say that about Wujek, he gets beat to the rim and then commits the foul. But a nifty move out of Noah Franklin. That'll be Wujek's second, team's first here in the second half. Noah Franklin, the redshirt freshman out of Cobden, Illinois. That's where Max has a beach house. Cobden, Illinois, right?
I was not an apple knocker.
Good call with the apple knocker nickname for Cobden High School. Well done, Max. Here's Richardson. Got hammered. He'll go to the line after Franklin missed that three-point opportunity seconds ago. Franklin's got 3 now. That's the team's first. Zion Richardson will go to the free throw line. In that first half, he had 3 attempts and made 1. Get a little closer there at Nickerson Hall in Indianapolis. Richardson makes the free throw. It's a 4-point game between Umsel and Indy with 15 seconds remaining at Nickerson Hall on the campus of UIndy.
When we talk about Wujek, Richardson's been another one of those transfers that I think has really solidified his role on this team.
Really like him.
D1 transfer out of Wofford, battled some injuries.
Able-bodied guy, strong, physical, going to give you everything he can.
First year on the team, it looks like he's become a leader, especially on defense.
I like him. 4-point game. SBU with it. Nelson, free throw line. Left side 3, faked by R.J. Richardson. Pulls up, misses. Rebound. Hardman, 3-on-1. Make it 3-on-2 the other way. Gives it up. Richardson for 2.
That was pretty.
Very pretty. It is a one-possession game. 41-39 SBU. Turning defense into offense are the Hawks. Ganote working on Wujek, out of control, turned it over. Now Zelinskis had his pocket picked by Ganote, down to Stone, good enough. Interesting couple possessions there.
I'll be curious the pace of this second half, because obviously second game in 3 days.
Yeah.
Southwest Baptist coming off an overtime loss at the buzzer over in the capital city. It's how are the legs?
Zelinskis to the rack. Nope, but he'll go to the free throw line. Going to be called on Noah Franklin. That is now 4 fouls on him. Second on the team. And to have that big body, the apple knocker, off the floor, be big for Quincy, and to get his 6'7" frame off of the floor.
So that was the key in the win against Rockhurst on Thursday. We got their big Rich Byrie in foul trouble in the first half. He came in averaging a double-double. I think if my memory serves me correct, we kept him out of double figures in points.
Zelinskis made the first, and he makes the second. He's got 10. First Hawk in double figures, and we have ourselves a game, folks. 43-41 SBU. Here's Nelson at 13 first half points. Gives to Stone. Checked there by Hardman. Aiden Stone gives off to Ganote. Right side now with it is R.J. Crawford, cut off by Richardson. Quickly they move it. Nelson, high ball screen, Eccles. Nelson stripped for a moment by Zelinskis. Shot clock at 3. Now with 2, with 1. Nelson. Tell you what, give him an inch. He takes a foot. Quinn Nelson at the buzzer hits a 3 to make it a 5-point game. Zion Richardson trying to answer. You bet he did. Clark Shehigh is absolutely irate. Stomped his foot, and the officials coming over and saying, you cannot do that. Good answer by Zion Richardson.
Absolutely. And, we're talking about SBU and Quinn Nelson shooting. This came up on the other side of the score table. I was helping with stats. How much did shooting in this gym during the Hampton Spear help SBU for this game?
No question. They played really 2 successful games here about a month ago. 3-pointer up, missed poorly, and then it goes off Coakley's hands out of bounds. It'll remain SBU basketball with 16-12 to play and a 3-point Bearcat lead. Here's Stone, blocked by Wujek. Ball kicked around, picked up by Richardson. 4-on-2. Richardson to the 10, had it stripped out of bounds. Richardson could have made that pass to a wide-open layup, but I don't think he saw it.
He's a strong-willed guy. I mean, he was either trying to draw the foul or get the basket.
Isaiah Foster in for the first time this second half. Checking in, he'll be out there with the same 4 as he came in for what looked to be Zelinskis. So it'll be Foster as well as Hardman, Coakley, Wujek, and Richardson. Here's Hardman working on his defender Stone, lost control of it, gets it back, now to Richardson, 3-point game. Hawks down. Hardman, tough shot, no. Wujek to follow, couldn't corral it. Hardman, the offensive rebound, up and in, and he drew the foul. Malik Hardman.
Mentioned Wujek and mentioned Foster. That was part of the two key pieces of Hawks recruiting class. They were high school teammates. For a guy that Hawk used to coach here in the 90s and Matt Steffi.
Isn't that something? It all connects. 15:49 remaining in this contest. 46-45. Hardman with a free throw coming up to try and tie this contest. We'll keep it here with it did go final in Indianapolis as UIndy defeats Missouri St. Louis by the final score of 77-70. So good win for the Hounds, tough loss for the Tritons.
And as of this moment, the Hawks sit solo first in the GLVC conference.
Wow. And the worst they can do is be in a tie for first, correct?
Absolutely.
Today, with a loss, a win puts them in sole possession of first place inside the GLVC. Who would have thought that in mid-January, about 3 months ago?
Definitely, I mean, I hate to say definitely not me, but I think it's pleasantly a surprise.
I would agree with you there. Much pleasant indeed.
I knew there was excitement when we announced the hiring of Hawk coming back in March, and then his trusty sidekick, Tim Wishy Walsh.
Of course.
It's
where one goes, the other follows, I believe. Coach Walsh is a veteran coach, a guy who has been around the block, knows the ins and outs, has coached with a lot of people. Him and Coach Hawkins have spent a number of years here. Of course, they did back in the 90s and early 2000s before Coach left for Western Michigan University as Hardman makes the free throw.
This is Walsh's third stint. His first one was when Quincy started Division II basketball.
Great guy, great coach. Certainly an asset to this program. You're going to have a foul on the Hawks. Looks like it'll go on Richardson. That's his first, team's second. 15 minutes, 42 seconds remaining in half number 2. We are all square after the Hardman three-point play. 46 points apiece. Another forced turnover by QU. I mean, they are all after it right now. That is the 11th Bearcat turnover. Worth it. Richardson to Foster. The Hawks can take the lead. They haven't led since it was 1-0. Here's Foster going baseline. Cut off there. Hardman takes the three. How about the 18-footer? No. Rebound Ganote. Here come the Bearcats. 2-on-3 the other way. Ganote smartly pulls it out. Gives to R.J. Crawford. Back to Ganote. 12-foot jump shot. Good enough. Mitch Ganote with 8. Bearcats up by 2. Isaiah Foster on the right wing. Here's Coakley. High ball screen from Wujek. Back with it, Foster. Foster, how about a three? Good enough. That's a big-time shot by Isaiah Foster.
You mentioned last lead was when the Hawks led 3-2.
3-2.
We've led for 2 minutes and 2 seconds in this game.
And they have the lead again here, 49-48. Here's a three that is up and in and out for R.J. Crawford, who simply cannot find it today. Rebound for Coakley. Here come the Hawks, up by 1. Trailed by as many as 9 in the first half. Left side, they swing it, is Hardman. Down to Wujek. Tough pass, handled by Wujek. Eccles trying to check Wujek. Wujek backing him down. Draws the double team. Kicks to Hardman for 3. No good. Here's Richardson. Megan Crawford, rather. Left side with it is Nelson. Misses the 3. Coakley tracks down the rebound. Got hammered from behind. No call. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by Coakley. SBU ball. Shockey, Gustafson into the game for Steve Hawkins as they'll join Foster as well as Coakley and Hardman. It's Abushanab, Nelson, R.J. Crawford, Eccles, and Ganote in the game for SBU. Eccles. Ganote, a step on Hardman. Tough shot. Got it to go. Mitch Ganote, the senior out of Sewanee, Georgia, in double figures now with 10. 50-49 in this seesaw affair. Bearcats by 1. Isaiah Foster, the freshman guard. Off to Coakley, a step on Ganote. Got lost and turned it over. Threw right to Abushanab. Nelson, lead pass. Crawford to the rack. No, got it to go. R.J. Crawford with his second basket of the game. And we have the Indianapolis 500 breaking out here at Pepsi Arena. It is all kinds of craziness. Back the other way, we got a foul on Abushanab. His second, team's third, as Hardman tried to take it to the rack, and I think Malik's going to take a seat for a little bit. Into the game for the first time today is Connor Davis, redshirt freshman out of Sycamore, Illinois.
Can shoot the ball a little bit.
Yeah. Connor Davis playing in his 13th game out of 16 this season. Foul is called on Bailey Crawford. That's his third. It's going to be the fourth team foul on the Bearcats here with 13-10 remaining and a Bearcat three-point lead. Gustafson to Davis, quickly to Shockey. Back to Foster. Second unit besides Coakley in the game for Steve Hawkins, and an air ball three out of Isaiah Foster to Ganote. Here comes SBU. Nelson, three. Good. He's got 6 threes, Max Bennett, in this game.
Give him 10 feet, he takes a mile.
Man. Quincy up a point just a second ago, down 6. Gustafson on Eccles. Oh, he could have had the three-point play, but missed the opportunity. Eccles commits the foul. Gustafson will shoot two.
7-0 run for the Bearcats over the last minute 58.
That is an assistant AD for athletic communications kind of stat. Thank you, Max. You're on it.
Hey, I do what I can. I try.
The pride of Rock Island, Illinois, Gustafson makes the free throw. Solomon Gustafson has 3 points. Hawks really shooting it from the line today extremely well. Believe that's what? 15 of 19 or 14 of 18 if the stats will. Got 14 of 18 so far from the line today. But a perfect 6 of 6 here in the second half. And I just jinxed it. Rebound, offensive rebound for the Hawks, down by 5. Shockey gives it off. Gustafson working on his man, backs him down a little bit, gives it off to Connor Davis. Davis to the 10. Oh, great kick. Three-pointer, no. Missed by Zielinskis. Offensive rebound, Gustafson. Trying to back in on his man, Stone. Stops his dribble, kicks it. Shockey for 3. How about it? Nate Shockey with his first basket. Make it second basket of the game. 2-point game. 8 minutes gone in the second half. Great ball movement there for the Hawks. And, of course, getting that offensive rebound was big. Under 12 remaining, half number 2. We have a 2-point game. SBU up 55-53. Crawford out of control. Gives it up to Abushinab. 5 to shoot. To the rack. Won't go. Rebound Gustafson. Quickly to Shockey. Here come the Hawks.
Rebounds are now 10-4 in favor of the Hawks this half.
Zielinskis, tough shot. Can't get it to go. Rebound SBU. 3-on-3 the other way. Abushinab lost control of it. Out of bounds. Turnover. He's had a rough afternoon. Timeout on the floor. 11 and a half minutes remaining in this contest, and it is a 2-point SBU lead. We'll take a timeout. Be back on the GLVC network.
My name is Carla Pacini-Kilsmeyer. I am the Associate Athletic Director, SWA at Quincy University. As we enjoy watching our student athletes compete during the 2022-23 season, we do so acknowledging the tremendous female participation opportunities that have resulted from the passage of the Title IX federal legislation in 1972. The Hawks Intercollegiate Athletic Program is a proud member of NCAA Division II and the Great Lakes Valley Conference, and honored to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Title IX.
We're back on the GLVC network. Ben Marth, Max Bennett. Our producer is Jonas Holsinger from the QU men's volleyball team. Glad Jonas could be with us today, the pride of Austria. Did you know that, Max?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Nothing gets by you. My goodness gracious. 55-53 is your score. Southwest Baptist with the lead. Looks as though they're having a battle over at UIS. Quincy's next opponent, Drury, trailing by 16. Max, the Panthers will be here Monday.
They will. Seen the Panthers once already. It took a Nate Shockey 3 at the buzzer down at the O in Springfield, Missouri for the win. But they don't ask how, they just ask how many at the final end of the regular
exactly
season.
Right. Hawks and Panthers will be battling coming up Monday night here. 5:30 for the women's game, 7:30 for the men's game. Here's Shockey. Kicks it left side with it, or Zielinskis rather, to Davis. Free throw line jump shot won't go. Shockey fighting for it, but I think he got fouled. Going to be on Drew McMillan, his second. That's 5 on the Bearcats. And Nate Shockey, Max giving a little boost off the bench in this second half.
Yeah, he's another D1 transfer. Nice to have senior leadership of his coming off the bench.
Apologies on that. That was the 7th team foul on SBU, so the Hawks are going to be shooting free throws for a long time with 11-12 remaining in this game. Shockey, no good. Bearcats back the other way, leading by 2. They've led for the majority of this contest. Good take by Ganote. He got fouled. It's going to be on Shockey. Shockey's first. That's 3 on the Hawks. 11:04 remaining, and Quincy down 2. Mitch Ganote to the free throw line. Knocks it through. 3 for 3 from the line today for the senior out of Sewanee, Georgia, Mitch Ganote. Hawks are trailing by 3, 1 possession contest. SBU trying to extend it, and they will with Ganote's second free throw. He's had a nice performance today. 12 points, 6 in each half. And he puts SBU up 4. Connor Davis, three-pointer. You bet. Max called it. I mean, Max Bennett stepped on the mic and said, that's a shooter right there. And Connor Davis stepped into that 3 and drilled it.
He's got one of the prettier, more underrated shots on the team.
57-56. Bailey Crawford going baseline, cut off. Nicely done. That's a heck of a reverse layup for Bailey Crawford. The pride of Australia. He's got 5 points. It's a 1 possession, 3-point lead for SBU. Zelinskis to the rack. Tough shot in traffic. Paul Zelinskis gets it to go. A dozen for the junior out of Oak Lawn, Illinois. 59-58. What a game here today at Pepsi Arena. Lady Hawks victorious by 4 earlier today. Hawks trying to complete the sweep. That will spin around and go in for Mitch Ganote. 3-point SBU lead. Here's Davis down to Gustafson. Stuck in a hole. He's got to get rid of it. Does so. Zelinskis fakes the 3. Out Davis. How about the NBA 3? In and out. Gustafson fighting for it. Pulled down by Stone. Here comes Mitch Ganote back the other way. Cut off and foul. Going to be on Connor Davis, his first. That'll be 4 on the Hawks. With 9.5 to go and a 3-point Bearcats lead. All kinds of substitutions here. Let's reset the lineups for you. Quincy will go with Wujak, Zelinskis, Coakley, as well as Davis and Foster. Dinkins, Stone, Abushanab, R.J. Crawford, and Nelson for SBU. Oh boy, Abushanab fell to the floor. You hear that thud. He's got it now on the wing. Nelson cannot give him any space. 19 points for Quinn Nelson in this contest. With it now, Abushanab stripped for a moment and taken away by Foster. Turnover is the 13th for SBU. Davis on Abushanab, tough shot, throws it up and can't get the roll. Tried to draw contact, Max, no call.
I also thought the Pepsi Arena rim was going to be a little more friendly.
Yeah. Here's Nelson. Terrible shot. As he thought he got fouled. No call there. Back on the Hawks. Coakley gives off to Foster. It's a 3-point game still. SBU up. The Hawks have led once, I believe, in the second half. 49-48. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by the Bearcats.
We were talking about surprises in the league. Another surprise is those Prairie Stars.
They are blowing out Drury as we speak. Up by 21 in the second half.
Coached by former QU 1,000-point scorer, assistant coach Herm Senor.
Yes, right. Herm Senor, the pride of Springfield Southeast High School. Here's Coakley outside the free throw line. We like Herm. He's a good dude. How about Foster from NBA range? He had to shoot it. Ball gets loose, taken away there by Quinn Nelson. Back the other way we go in a 3-point contest. 61-58 Bearcats. With it on the wing was Dinkins down low. Here's Nelson working on Coakley. Tough shot in traffic, got it to go. Quinn Nelson, 21 points, the lead all scorers. Southwest Baptist up by 5, 7:50 remaining. Coakley trying to dribble in on his man, feeds Hardman. Hardman cut off there by Stone. Coakley deep 3, no good. Here come the Bearcats. Quinn Nelson kicks, R.J. Crawford 3, yes sir. 7 points for R.J. Crawford, and all of a sudden it is ballooned to an 8-point Bearcats lead. 66-58. Here's Foster to Wujek. Wujek, reverse layup, got it to go. Just when you think the Hawks are going to let this thing slip away, they have an answer, and it's Wujek this time.
Freshman to freshman connection. High school teammate to high school teammate.
Isaiah Foster to Mason Wujek. As we're down to 7:20, 66-60. We'll take a timeout. Be back with more right after this on the GLVC Sports Network.
My name is Dr. Justin P. Coffey. I'm the faculty athletic representative at Quincy University. As we enjoy watching our student athletes compete during the 2022-23 season, we do so acknowledging the tremendous female participation opportunities that have resulted from the passage of the Title IX federal legislation in 1972. The Hawk Intercollegiate Athletic Program is a proud member of NCAA Division II and the Great Lakes Valley Conference, and honored to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Title IX.
Ben Marth, Max Bennett, Jonas Holsinger is our producer. We are back at Pepsi Arena. The Hawks trailing 66-60 with 7:20 remaining. Max has some wrestling news to pass along.
Men's wrestling in a duel with Kentucky Wesleyan, hosted by Drury University. Men's wrestling just defeated Kentucky Wesleyan 29-21. They will wrestle the Panthers. They're probably wrestling the Panthers now. Kind of a double duel, tri-duel, if you have sorts.
I like it. Down in Springfield, Missouri. Wujek to the stripe. 6 points for the freshman out of Frisco, Texas. Hawks from the line today, 14 of 20. Still getting out-rebounded. Minus 10 on the boards today are the Hawks. 33-23. Bearcats have the advantage. Wujek makes the free throw to make it a 5-point game.
Past game, this game and Thursday's game, we've shot a combined 58 free throws.
SBU counters quickly as they get the ball to a wide open Aiden Stone, and then combined with a foul, Stone gets an opportunity to answer Wujek's three-point play with one of his own. Wujek foul, that's his third, 5 on the team. Free throw is up, free throw is no good. Rebound Wujek. 68-61, Southwest Baptist with a lead. 7 minutes to go. The Hawks have gotten close. In fact, they've had that brief lead, but they just have not been able to sustain anything from a lead standpoint. SBU has had an answer all day. Here's Richardson to Hardman. Zelinskis with 8 to shoot. Zelinskis, throws it up in the air, caught by Richardson. He'll hoist a three, he'll bury a three. Big time shot from Zion Richardson.
Even the wits about him to make sure he looked out he was not on the line.
12 points, 9 here in the second half for Zion Richardson. Nice player. 4-point game. Out of control, Dinkins throws it up, not even close. Wujek fights he lost control of it. Now ball loose, picked up, Richardson, Zelinskis nearly corral, ball's loose. Hardman the offensive rebound, up and in. Malik Hardman makes it a 2-point game. Timeout on the floor. Frenetic pace right now. Back and forth we go. It is a full timeout, 30-second timeout, but of course the first called timeout of the second half is a full timeout. We'll keep it here with the Hawks down 2. All of a sudden it's going back and forth here.
Yeah, I feel like we're back at the Indy 500 there.
Man.
We left and then we came back.
Right. We went to go get a burger, came back, and all of a sudden it's back and forth again. 68-66 SBU. 6 minutes, 9 seconds remaining in this contest. Quincy with a win will have sole possession of first place in the GLVC, but you got a Bearcats team who's playing pretty desperate right now, trying to not fall to 3-5 in the conference.
Well, they're coming. I had a feeling they were going to come in hungry after that loss to Springfield that we mentioned.
Lost that game 63-61. Just their third road game of the season the other night at UIS. They've only played 4 counting this one, and they're 1-2. They have one road win this year, and it was at McKendree. But they do have 2 neutral site wins on this very same floor back during the Hanson Spear Funeral Home Classic in mid-December. Out of the timeout, Nelson, R.J. Crawford, Noah Franklin back in the game playing with those 4 fouls, Ganote and Stone. So the original starting 5 for Clark Shehigh. Hawks with Foster, Zelinskis, Hardman, Richardson, and Coakley. So every starter for the Hawks except for Wujek out there. Here's Ganote going baseline, cut off, kicks it to Crawford, missed the 3. That was a good look for R.J. Crawford, and he misses. Here's Zelinskis, gives to Foster for the lead. Isaiah Foster and the Hawks are back out on top, 69-68.
Coach Hawkins and his staff has a tendency to do this lineup where you put Malik at or Hardman at the 5 and go small. Me personally, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
Because you got consider 4 shooters, and then Jamari Coakley, who's probably your best defender.
Nelson just makes about a 12-footer and it gets SBU back with the advantage. Richardson fakes the 3. 23 points, by the way, for Nelson. 70-69 Bearcat. Zelinskis gives to Foster. Shot clock at 12. 5:05 to go in the game. Foster 15-footer. No. Hardman fighting for the rebound. Ball loose. Crawford pulls it down. 4:50 remaining. 70-69. Southwest Baptist with the lead. Trying to snap Quincy's 6-game winning streak. Down on the baseline with it now is Ganote. Cross-court feed. R.J. Crawford in the lane, blocked by Foster. Oh, and we got a foul called. Much to the chagrin of all the fans here in attendance today.
Well, and the look on Foster's face, he looked a bit confused about the call.
3 on Foster, 6th team foul. R.J. Crawford to the free throw line, where he has not been today. SBU just 6 of 10 from the free throw line, and that twirls around and falls through for the junior out of Houston, Texas, R.J. Crawford. 8 points for him. SBU by 2. We await the second free throw. On its way, it's also good. 72-69. Bearcats by 3. Hawks with a basketball. 4.5 minutes to go. Richardson gives to Zelinskis. High ball screen from Hardman. Doesn't use it. Zelinskis gives to Foster. Now to Coakley. Fakes the 3. Back to Foster. Over to Richardson. 15 to shoot. Richardson to Foster. Here's Coakley. Now he'll take the 3 and he'll bury it. Ties the game, does Jamari Coakley.
Well, and that's huge to see because Coakley has not been on the or the score sheet much lately, but he's also done a whole lot in different ways.
A couple of big 3s today for Jamari Coakley, tying the game at 72. How about Quinn Nelson? You bet. I mean, this guy is unconscious today. 26 points for Quinn Nelson, and he's made
7 of 9 from 3.
7 threes. Bearcats by 3. Do the Hawks have an answer? They've had one all day, and we've got a foul call. And it's going to send Zelinskis to the stripe. It's on Aiden Stone, his 3rd. 8, make it 9 team fouls on the Bearcats. Final media timeout of this contest, 3:38 remaining. Quincy down by 3. We'll take a timeout. 75-72 Bearcats on the GLVC Sports Network.
Champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
We're back on the GLVC Network, live from Pepsi Arena. Ben Marth, along with Quincy University Assistant Athletic Director for Sports Communications, Max Bennett. Our producer today is the pride of Austria, part of the QU men's volleyball team, Jonas Holsinger. We have ourselves a game, Mr. Bennett, 75-72 with 3:38 remaining. This has been fun.
It's been real fun. I feel like we're just playing Quinn Nelson and everybody else.
Isn't that something? I mean, this guy is unbelievable today. 26 points, 7 of 9 from distance, 9 of 14 from the floor. I mean, the guy has just been ridiculously good. Quinn Nelson. Zelinskis makes the free throw. Hawks have balanced. They've had balanced scoring today. If you look at the score sheet, 13 for Zelinskis, 14 for Hardman, 12 for Richardson, 8 for Coakley, 8 for Foster. Nice balance for Steve Hawkins' team as Zelinskis misses the second. 2-point game. SBU leading, 3:30 to go. Ganote to R.J. Crawford. Right in front of us, Aiden Stone. With it, Ganote. Down to Franklin. Double teamed. Franklin stuck. Franklin up. Franklin no. Can't get the follow, but he was fouled. It's going to be on Foster. That is now 4 on him, and the 7th Hawks foul. Sends Noah Franklin to the free throw line. 65% free throw shooter this season. Missed his first attempt of the day, and he misses that. Redshirt freshman from Cobden, Illinois. Tell you what, SBU's got some younger players, too, that are pretty solid. Hawks will be thankful that Quinn Nelson will never step on this floor again. The graduate. All right, 2-point game, 3:05 remaining. Hawks down 2. Coakley hounded by Ganote. Gives to Zelinskis. Check there by Stone. Left wing to Foster. He's getting a lot of minutes here in the second half. Deservedly so. Hardman underneath. Around his defender. Up and in. Malik Hardman with 16 points in this contest.
In conference games alone, he's been averaging 15.
Tie game here. Near turnover, but SBU gets it back, and that's a good foul. Franklin is 0 for 3 from the free throw line, and Hardman, that's about all he could do or give up the easy bunny. That'll be the second on Hardman, team's 8th, and it sends Franklin back to the free throw line. 0 for 3 today from the line. His 4th attempt of the day is good. Kind of a quiet day for Franklin, who averages 11 points a contest, and he has 7. He's been in foul trouble. Timeout is a 30-second timeout called by Steve Hawkins with 2:33 remaining. SBU up 76-75. A reminder that the Hawks are back here at Pepsi Arena coming up Monday night. The Panthers of Drury University will be here. 5:30 for the women, 7:30 for the men. Drury always brings in a wonderful women's program. The men's team has kind of been up and down.
Women's team number 2 in the national polls right now.
I see that one of their former players is lighting it up on the Division I side of things for Illinois State.
Paige Robinson.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I saw a quote from her early in the season. She wasn't sure if she could compete at the Division I level. But when you're a Division II All-American and put up the points that she did, I don't foresee her she has not had any issues.
No. Second free throw is up, and it is just as good as the first for Noah Franklin.
Drury, coached by Shelbina native Amy Egan.
2:25 remaining, 77-75 SBU. They have led for the majority of this contest. The Hawks have had a few leads twice here in the second half. Richardson corrals it after Nelson nearly turns him over. Now a kick ball called on Quinn Nelson, and that gives the Hawks 10 more seconds on the shot clock.
It's kind of an odd sequence. Loose ball, and Richardson had to go around the official.
Yeah. Get out of the way, official. Here's Richardson on the wing. Top of the key here with it now. It's Coakley. Shot clock is approaching 10. How about a 3 from Zelinskis? Not going to go. Rebound Stone. We're under 2 minutes and a 2-point Bearcats lead. R.J. Crawford trying to dribble in on Coakley. Has a step on him to the rack. Tough shot with the left hand. No. Rebound loose. And still loose. Frantic. And it goes right into the hands of Noah Franklin. Look what I found. Bearcats by 4.
Is it Christmas morning?
Man, my goodness. Santa came a little late for Southwest Baptist. A little bit of a matchup zone right now out of the Bearcats. Coakley with it. Hawks down 4 with 1:20 left. Here's Zelinskis. Stripped from behind by Stone. Gets it back. Now Richardson. Deep 3. Got it! Zion Richardson with a big 3, and it's a 1-point game. How big has he been, Max Bennett, in half number 2?
When hasn't he been big this whole season?
My goodness.
I remember he had the game winner against Lewis early in the conference play.
Bailout call. Franklin's going to go to the line. But they get a call on Quincy. Looked to me like Franklin was a little bit out of control, but they still call the foul on Malik Hardman, his 3rd. Oh, they're going to give him 4 now, excuse me. Sends Franklin to the line in a 1-point game and 53.9 ticks on the second half clock. Franklin makes it. Zion Richardson has had a big second half as the next free throw is up and in for Franklin. Makes both. After missing his first 3, Franklin's made 4 straight from the line. 3-point game. 45 seconds remaining. We have a timeout called by Steve Hawkins. 44 and a half ticks on the clock. It's at 81-78, Southwest Baptist lead. All right, Max Bennett, put your coach hat on here. What do you want to do here out of this timeout?
Find a way to, you got 3 shooters, maybe 4 shooters on the floor, and Foster, Zelinskis, Richardson, and Hardman.
I don't think you need a 3 right here. I think you just get best available. Richardson's had the hot hand, 12 of his 15, Max, here in this second half.
I think you either go Richardson or Zelinskis driving downhill, get to the bucket.
3 Hawks in double figures, led by Hardman 16. Richardson has 15. Zelinskis had 13.
I think if I'm the Hawks, I go at Stone or Franklin. Stone with 3 fouls, Franklin with 4.
They're really trying to go down on, and he lost control of it. Hardman had it taken away, turned it over. And SBU has it.
Do you foul or do you play this out? 5-second difference.
Yeah, they got to foul. You got to extend the game a little bit here. Here's Ganote. Off to Franklin. That's who I'd foul right there. Back to Ganote. Down to 8 to shoot. SBU has a 3-point lead and has control here. A basket here may put it away. And there is a missed basket by Nelson. 5 to go. Zion Richardson with 3. For 3. Missed it, and that's going to be the ball game. A late foul called on Noah Franklin. It'll be interesting to see if this was after the final horn blew, or they may have to go to video replay here to see exactly what's going on. The officials will go to video replay to see when the foul occurred and how much time was left. Richardson missed the 3, and near the buzzer, the officials blew their whistle and called the foul on Franklin, so he'll be done for the day, assuming this thing continues. Whatever the case may be, the Hawks are going to have 2 free throws and will assumably try and make the first. Well, it doesn't matter. If you make or miss, you're going to miss the second free throw on purpose to try and give yourself a chance in the end, but not sure there will be hardly any time left on the clock with this foul. The official's still looking at it. Replay. 81-78 is the score. Clark Shehai pleading with the officials, saying that this game should be over, that there should not be another opportunity for Quincy. He said all the lights are on, the buzzer went off, everything it should be taken care of. Officials may have a different opinion. We'll see. Taking a long look, obviously, with the buzzer having gone off in a one-possession game. Richardson missed the three. Ball went high into the air, and then the whistle was blown. But what point was it blown? Was it blown at the buzzer? Was it blown, a half second before that? Whatever is the case, it's going to take a miracle if Quincy gets an opportunity here to try and tie this game. Officials still looking at it, and they're trying to figure out who will be shooting the free throws, as they are just a few feet. So a half second is going to be put on the clock. A half second will be put on the clock, and it's going to give Malik Hardman a chance here. That's the 5th foul on Noah Franklin, so he's done for. So Quincy is going to need a make, or even if they miss here, they have a chance, but almost like a make, miss, tip-in, Max, to have any chance to send this game to overtime.
Yeah, and luckily, Hardman is one of the better free throw shooters on the team.
So the play here is to make the first and miss the second and try and get a tip at the buzzer. That's about your only play. Hardman makes the free throw.
Well, and if it was me, I'm a little surprised Wujek and Gustafson aren't in the game.
I think you're right. I think you're right. You put your big guys in there. You're looking for any kind of tip here. Hardman misses it. Tip! Oh, Richardson had a chance and missed it. They gave themselves a chance.
And Coach Hawkins is pleading for a foul on the tip.